It's just after 8:30, and as I promised, we'd be taking our final question now, and you're it.
Hi, my name is Heather, and I'm from Huntsville. And I want to first say climate is the issue of our time. And I have to tell you that protecting the world we leave our children is a prerequisite for my vote. With the fall of oil prices and the rapid growth in renewable technology, how will you encourage a transition to a clean tech economy both nationally and locally?
And is your, Heather?
And that's for all.
All candidates.
Sorry.
All right.
That was a good question. Number one, we have to stop focusing on the oil interests. We need to get back to clean energy and clean gas. One of the ways actually was interesting, canola oil. We can use that. We need more funding on the for homeowners who want to put up solar panels. They're very expensive. We need to stop the weather modification, which is going on. We also need to remove the muzzles from the scientists so that we can have better research for better technology. We need to restore the protection of the waterways and the land so that government and corporations don't mess up our environments. We also need to take on the corporations that are using GMOs and other chemicals into the lands to protect that, and that is one of our, whoa.
Thank you. We'll begin with Mr. Clement.
Okay, sure. Thank you for the question, Heather, and indeed, I'm very happy you asked it. I think it's important that we continue to have a climate strategy that is reasonable and doable, and that is why Stephen Harper, as our Prime Minister, has committed Canada already to the Paris Initiative to reduce carbon emissions by 30% by 2030. Just as the US and China, just as France and Germany, we are part of that global consensus going into the Paris negotiations, which I believe will be in December. So we are in line with our other trading partners, as we should be. And the way that we meet those goals is to make sure the polluter pays, make sure we continue to invest in green technology, which the Government of Canada is doing and has been doing, make sure that we have a robust economy that can power and finance this transition. So I think our approach is balanced, and it is definitely doable.
Thank you. Please don't tell me that you believe that our current Conservative government is one of the leaders in addressing climate change, because I have held my tongue, and Greens believe in doing that, but I can't. I appreciate the applause. I'm going to run out of time, but I just can't hold my tongue there. You know that that's not true. The fact is, all the other old line parties, regardless of what they say in terms of the climate change plan, they are all in favor of building pipelines. And those pipelines are going to bring tar sands oil out of the ground and going to send them to markets, which are going to increase carbon emissions. If you're in favor of pipelines, then your carbon plan is, or your climate change plan is not going to cut it. We need to put a price on carbon. The time has come, and we need to work with the provinces. Some have different plans, but if we work with the provinces and we put a price on carbon, we can start addressing climate change seriously. Our plan has been endorsed by David Suzuki. I think you know that David Suzuki knows what he's talking about. He looked at the other party's platform, and he said the Greens are the only one that have a comprehensive plan to address this issue.
So part of our infrastructure announcement is also goes to green infrastructure. So part of that $20 billion that we're promising is going to go to green infrastructure. In particular, the Liberal Party as well is saying we are going to phase out fossil fuel subsidies, and we're going to invest that money in green technology and research and innovation. We're also looking at creating green jobs for our youth by making spaces available in our parks as guides. And further, we would also work with the provinces to be able to come up with a carbon tax. It would be tax neutral, and it's something that would have to be developed in conjunction with the provinces, and we'd use the evidence that we can get from the other provinces who already have a carbon tax, and we can use the best practices in that regard and to come up with a national framework. Thank you.
There we go. What a debate this has been tonight. A couple of things that I wanted to mention on my closing statement was that every debate, it seems like we say the same things over and over again, just different times. And I'm kind of sick of it. I know that you probably are. And number one, I'm going to make this pretty cut and dry. Number one, if you've cast your vote on the 19th and you vote for me and you vote me in, I'm going to fight to kill the bill C-51. That's number one. There will be no repeal. There will be a complete elimination. A fight for our future, for the youth to have a tuition-free future so that there won't be any costs to go to school. To restore the people's voice in democracy, which is very dear to me. We need to hold more public forums, more votes on the things that matter, such as healthcare, because that's a big boiling pot of oil. We also need to fight for a better, cleaner future, which the Green Party has claimed that they're the first one to present, which I congratulate you on. But other parties have other ideas as well, and we need to work together for that future, for the environment. Other things we can disagree on, but the environment should not be one of them. We also need to make sure that families and seniors can live comfortably. I know that in this area it's very hard, in the winter especially. So we need to look into more ideas and technology to help these people. Mainly, my point for the youth is mainly that we also need to collaborate across the country on ideas on how to to push them forward into a future where they can get a job. And that's number one on our list, is jobs. They're not here anymore. They're overseas. We need to cancel the free trade agreements. I know Tony has said that that's what brought things into the country, but that's what's also bringing things out and causing more problems for the government. We need to cut the leashes for the corporates. And number one is Monsanto. We need to kick them out if they're not willing to abide by the rules. And so goes the oil industry. If they're not willing to abide by the rules, then they shouldn't be here. This is Canada. Last time I checked, I don't know, we might have woken up in China. I don't know. But last time I checked, this was Canada. And you know what? We're Canadian. Our land, our resources, our water is Canadian. And you know what? We should be working it with Canadian companies, not outsiders. If they want to come from outside, they play by the rules. If they don't, get out. That's my thing. Secondly, we want to eliminate the Weather Modification Act. There should be no people playing God in this country but God himself. Now, a lot of people don't believe in weather modification, but there is a government act that provides the truth. So if you want to see it, come see me and I'll give you a copy. My one goal here tonight is to deliver the truth. A lot of the candidates have been speaking about what they're going to do in their platforms, which is good. But all the parties are in power today, and they haven't done it. So if you vote for them, what's going to say that they're not going to do it again? They're already in power. They should be working towards these things. I'm not in power. My party hasn't been in power yet, so why not give us a chance? So that's my closing statement. Thank you.